Hey bookends, welcome to this week's 10-minute book review. I'm 10. So this week's review is a little bit late. We apologize. We had so much going on. So there's actually going to possibly be 3 reviews this week. Hopefully we can get everything edited and out. So just jumping right on in, this week's review is going to be on Kingdom Cold by Brittany Chanel. Received this book for free on NetGalley as an ARC. So let's just get into it. The book, the rating that we would give this, the star grade would be 7 out of 10 stars. It was good. And the rating that we would give would be PG, just straight PG. So to get to know the main players, we have Princess Charlotte, who is the princess of Bessemum. Prince Young, who is the prince who was supposed to marry her. His brother Misu? Let me just make sure I'm saying his name right. Minseo. His brother Minseo. And then finally Millie, who is Princess Charlotte's lady-in-waiting. Or maid-in-waiting? I forget how that would be called, but I don't think lady-in-waiting. So just to give you the gauntlet of emotions that we felt when reading this. This is right from our Goodreads page. Current thoughts. So this is when I first started reading it, like the first after the first 2 or 3 chapters. Current thoughts. Princess Charlotte, annoying, selfish, childish, doesn't want to be married, spoiled. Prince Young, dutiful, likes white women, thinks black women are exotic, kind of bland. Prince Minseo, possible womanizer, hot, quick thinker, experienced. Millie, loyal, loving, dutiful, makes Prince Young smile, which could be a problem in the future. Final thoughts. This is when we had finished the book. Princess Charlotte, strong, brave, not afraid to do what's right. Loves Prince Young. Prince Young, kind, dutiful, brave, considerate, will do what he must to protect his family. Loves Princess Charlotte. Minseo, still hot, womanizer, brave, will do whatever is necessary to protect his brother. Loves Princess Charlotte. Millie, this dog ain't loyal. So, yeah, there was a lot of character development going on in this. So what ends up happening is at the beginning of the book we meet Charlotte, who, just like the description says, she's selfish. Her parents want her to marry a prince by the name of Prince Young from a faraway land because their land is at war and they need his troops. She's like, screw him, screw it, screw the troops, screw this place. I never wanted to be a princess. Not my problem. So her mother's like, it's gonna be your problem because I'm making it your problem. You gonna marry him. So when Prince Young is on his way over, right? He's in his chariot, whatever, coming over. When Princess Charlotte sees him, she has a bow and arrow and she tries to shoot him and she misses. And I thought that was just the most jerk move ever. Like, she's incredibly selfish. She doesn't think before she does stuff. Honestly, I was going to stop reading the book just from that part of it, because it just seemed like she was just so incredibly stupid and so incredibly silly. Like, just insipidly so. So, as the book goes on, it does get better. If you can fight through the first 3 chapters, it gets so much better that you get engulfed in it. So what ends up happening is she eventually does meet Prince Young. Prince Young, he says he's used to fair-skinned women. The first time he's ever seen someone her shade was when he met her years ago when they were children. And he thought she was exotic. I'm like, oh, he's one of those. He's one of those who thinks that black women are exotic creatures. Yeah, that's great. As it turns out, though, you know, I guess maybe it was a shock to see someone. I don't know. Growing up in New Jersey, there's people of all different shades, and so I've never had a culture shock, I guess. But I suppose if I grew up in a place where it's predominantly one particular culture that has one particular color, and then I saw someone who was not of that culture, not of that color, I don't know, maybe I might think they were exotic too in the back of my head. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, he turns out not to be racist. He turns out not to be a fetishizer. So that's nice. But he does kind of like Charlotte's lady-in-waiting by the name of Millie. And Millie kind of likes him too. In the beginning, Millie is like, she's all for Charlotte. She's almost like Charlotte's best friend. When we go through the book, though, we kind of find that she feels slighted. Millie feels slighted. She feels like she should be the one with Prince Young, not Charlotte. And Charlotte's like, it ain't my problem. Like, I didn't want to be with him in the first place. You know. But some things happen in the book. Before they get married, right? Because they're supposed to sleep together in front of everyone. So before all that happens, they're attacked by a neighboring country who wants their land. You know, Bessemum is attacked. And so Prince Young tries to get Charlotte and Millie out, but his brother, Mincio, ends up getting captured. So he wants to save his brother, but of course his main concern is Charlotte and by proxy Millie, or by extension Millie. So it feels like something's blossoming between Prince Young and Millie, but he's too dutiful to allow it to get to where it needs to be, or where not needs to be, because I wasn't shipping that, but where she would like it to be, where Millie would like it to be. Eventually something starts to blossom between Charlotte and Prince Young, because he starts to see the person that she can be. And I don't think it's because, like, you know, sometimes when it comes to a book, the person's not looking hard enough, and so they don't see it. Like, who a person is already there, and they don't see it because they're not looking. I think with Charlotte, she was deliberately not showing who it was she is. And so Charlotte was incredibly brave. Yes, she was childish, but she was 16, so, you know. But she was also incredibly brave and a quick thinker, and, you know, ready to put her life on the line for what it is she believed was right. Like, there was this time that Prince Young was taken captive, and she had a sword made, and so she was going to have, she had this beautiful white wedding dress, and she had the sword made that she had underneath it, and when he got out, she's like, oh, it's good that you got out, because, you know, I was going to have to use this. And she shows it to him, and he's like, what? How you get that under the dress? Like, yeah, she was really down for the cause. Which was something that wasn't readily seen at the beginning of the book. Because we're seeing her at the same time he's seeing her. Well, we're seeing her a little bit beforehand, but we're basically seeing the part of her that she's showing him, right? So it's not like a second part of her, like a, you know, inner monologue that shows a different part of her. We're seeing the part of her that he's seeing as well. So, yeah, she showed him the other part of her. There really aren't too many parts to Prince Young. He's a dutiful person. In the beginning, I thought he was like as boring as oatmeal. Like just as bland as oatmeal. Just plain oatmeal. Lukewarm, plain oatmeal. But as it turns out, like, he's a really cool guy. He's really nice. I won't say that he's interesting. He's not. But he's loyal. He's kind. He's cute. Mincio is kind of what... He's kind of what Young is missing. You know? Like, he's the more lively one. And he ends up falling in love with Charlotte. Because he's lively and she's lively, and so he's starting to fall in love with her. And when she first saw him, she's like, this is my husband? And he's like, nah, I'm not your husband. My brother is. She's like, really? But yeah, they don't ever actually have a relationship. It's just that she looks at him and thinks he's cute, just purely on the fact of how he looks. And he starts to fall in love with who she is. But by that time, she's already married to Young. One of the cutest parts of the book, which really made me fall in love with the characters, because most of it was like, I don't really care, I don't really care, I don't really care. But the part that made me fall head over heels in love with these characters was when, okay, so you know how we talked about at the beginning, how there was a consummation, like the two have to consummate their marriage in front of people, right? So Princess Charlotte, she's really nervous about it because she's never done anything with a boy before, and now she got to do it in front of all these people. And Prince Young has never did anything before either. And so what he does is, you know, she's not all the way naked. Remember, this is a YA book, so you know it's not going to be that in depth. But she's not all the way naked, but she's underneath the sheet. He gets on top of her, and I think he whispers something like "trust me" or something to that effect. He puts his hand over her mouth and he starts to tickle her, right? And I'm reading this like tickle her side. And I'm like, why is he doing this? It turns out he did that to make it look like they were doing something, so people who were looking on would think, okay, well, she's not laughing, she's screaming, and that's because he just took her virginity. So they faked their first time together, and he did that because he knew that she wasn't ready to do it. So I thought that was a beautiful thing. That made me like kind of fall in love with Prince Young. I kind of started falling in love with Charlotte when I saw the length that she was going through to get him out of prison. Not because she was in love with him, because she wasn't, but because she thought it was the right thing to do. Like, she was not in love with him, but she thought it was the right thing to do and she liked him. Millie. This chick. She had the audacity to tell Princess Charlotte, like, okay, so Princess Charlotte's like, I thought that we were friends. We're close like sisters. She's like, you're not my sister. You don't care about me. You don't blah da 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 da. And I'm like, girl. Bruh, you an employee. You can't talk to the manager like that. Like, come on. Like, what did you... I could not go to work and the manager would be like, so, we're friends, right? And he'd be like, no. No. Millie had nothing. She was really Millie's friend, or she could have been like, off with your head, Millie. I don't need this in my life. I don't need you in my life. I don't need this in my life. Off with your head. But no, she really was a friend. I would have been like, Millie, okay, get gone. We done. You dismissed. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Anyway, this heifer, Millie, because she couldn't get with Prince Young, right? So, okay. So there's this one part, right? Like after they've faked the consummation, Millie comes to, because I guess, you know, rich people, different rooms, whatever. Millie comes to Prince Young's room, right? I forget the reason why she was going there, but she makes some kind of overture towards him, and he's like, I'm Princess Charlotte's husband. He's very firm. Like, he didn't leave any room for conversation, for maybes, for quite possiblies, for maybe see me later. No, I'm Princess Charlotte's husband. This chick is like, I know, but if you need anything, I'll be around. Then she sleeps with his brother. Like, so his brother is like, okay, well, I can't be with Charlotte, but Millie's the second best thing because Millie is her sister, her best friend. Millie does a lot of betraying. She acts like she's so holy and stuff like that, and she's like, oh, Charlotte, you're a bad person because you killed a soldier who was trying to kill you. But in all actuality, Millie's just a horrible person. She really is. So what happened with Millie, I'm 100% for. What happened to Prince Young broke my flip dipping heart. Oh my god. So the way the author wrote it, she didn't get, okay, so you're not with Prince John. So basically in this book, it's different people speaking, right? Each chapter is a different person speaking. So for the most part, it's Prince Charlotte, then it's Prince Young. There's a small part where Millie talks, and then at the end of it, it's Minciu. So when the bad thing happens to Prince Young, you're seeing it through Charlotte's eyes, who's not actually seeing what's happening, but she's hearing what's happening, and she's being dragged away to safety. And it hurt. It was emotional. I know some people gave it poor reviews, gave the book poor reviews, but I think the reason why they gave the book poor reviews is because they didn't get past the first 3 chapters because of how selfish Charlotte was and how unlikable the character she started out being. But the author did a really good job at character development, because it's not that, this is what I like about how the author did this. It's not that Charlotte became a totally new person, because she didn't become a totally new person. It's that Charlotte allowed another side of herself to shine through. She picks something and she sticks with it. And if that something is her, then she's sticking with her. If that something is a righteous or good idea, she's sticking with that righteous and good idea. So it's not that she became a different person. She didn't. It's just that she used the traits that she already had to do things that I guess she already really wanted to do. She never really wanted to be a princess to begin with. She was born a princess. You know, but she was strong. She was strong-minded. She was strong-willed. And in the end, that's what ended up saving her life. Anyway, this was a really good book, and thank you so much for watching our review. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and hopefully we see you again soon. Bye, bookends!